Hello everyone, welcome back. So far we have looked at design workflow styles which combinedly give the HTML, CSS and JavaScript feel for us using no code. And we have also looked at plugins. Plugins are basically like libraries that abstract most of the things, and you can just use the plugin and get the job done. We have seen how we can integrate the API connector plugin, and similarly there are several plugins available. For example, for payments you have Stripe, etc. Now one of the things that we didn't discuss yet is the data part. So let's go to this data part, and essentially data is the backend database, and there is a default table called as user, and it has 4 columns. Assume that this is a database table named user, and all you have is 4 columns here, and you can create new fields. For example, we wanted to have runs remaining as a field, and based on the runs remaining we want to throttle the user or let them not use the app. So you can create a new field, for example runs remaining, and let's call it number, create, and you can even set the default value. For example, let's keep default value as 15. Now we can go to app data to actually visualize the values here. So for example, if you go here, there is only one user since we only signed up once, and as you get more users you will get them here. Let's click on edit here. Since we just had runs remaining that we introduced recently, we don't have it yet here, so let's just keep it as 15. Great, let's go back to data types. So similarly, just like runs remaining, you can keep adding new fields, and apart from this user table you can create a new data type as well, You can kind of think of it as database tables, and now you can have relations between different tables. For example, user might have something like payment plan in here, and that payment plan details might be in other tables, but for simplicity we are not implementing any complexities here. But just to let you know, just like in a database where there might be multiple tables and each table's column might reference to other table's value, all those things are possible. Now let's get back to our workflow. Design tab, and here we have runs remaining. So right now we have it empty, but let's add dynamic value, which is the actual runs remaining, current users runs remaining. That's what we are seeing here. So let's just preview this. Great, we can see the runs remaining as 15 here. Now every time you run generate, we want to decrease the runs, and for example someone gets to 0 runs, then you want to show another pop-up by saying buy more runs. For example, you can have a $10 Stripe payment and you'll add let's say 1000 runs, something like that. You can do all these kind of things, or you can have subscriptions as well once the runs are empty. We are not delving into Stripe subscriptions and payments as part of this course, but let's see how we can decrease the runs every time you click on generate. So let's go to this workflow, and when current user is logged in, we call the API and we set the state of input text. Now what we can do is actually decrease the run, which is data, and make changes to a things to change is current user, and the field that we are changing is runs remaining is equal to current users runs remaining minus 1. Great. So what we are doing is changing the runs. Things to change is current user, and what we are doing is changing the runs remaining to current users runs remaining minus 1. Let's just preview this. Excellent. Now let's run this. Click on generate, and as you can see, automatically runs remaining became 14. Once someone runs again, runs remaining became 13. So now you can have a step before. If the runs remaining is less than or equal to 0, you can terminate the workflow. For example, you can just insert an action where you can say terminate the workflow, terminate this workflow only when current users runs remaining is less than or equal to 0. Let's go to design again. We can perhaps use an alert. No runs remaining. No more runs remaining. Position alert at the top. Yeah. So this alert, we have placed it here. So basically you drag and drop an alert and keep it here. Now let's go to workflow. So what we can do is, before we terminate the flow, we can insert an action and just type alert, show message in alert box, alert no runs remaining, only when current users runs remaining is less than 0. So what happens is that we are showing that there are no runs remaining, and we are terminating the workflow, which means after step 2 this is terminated and none of these will be executed. Let's preview this. Awesome. Let's click on generate. Now we still have runs remaining, so this came to 12, but instead of just running again and again, let's change this number from 12 to 1. In our data, app data, click on this, and this 12 to probably 1. Save. Okay. Now we have 1 run remaining. Let's run this. Great. Now we have 0 runs remaining, and whenever you run this, now you should get the alert and terminate the workflow. Click on generate. No more runs remaining, and this fades away. So every time you click on generate, no more runs remaining. So similarly, once runs are exhausted, you can show a pop-up by asking them to buy more runs or get the subscription, etc. With this, we come to the end of this AI SaaS session, where we have built a full stack app using Bubble no code tool, but essentially the setup is the same. You can use any no code tool or interface to create this kind of functional app, but at the end of the day, we have seen how we can go from GPT-3 Playground to Collab Notebook to an API deployed on AWS Lambda, and how we can integrate the API and build a full stack app by using no code tools like bubble.io. Now pretty much once you're ready, you can upgrade to deploy here, and once you're ready to deploy, you can make this app live. So here on the free plan you cannot go ahead and do much, but with just a $29 plan you can go ahead and deploy this app, and it's $25 monthly if you want to go ahead. So I'll show you how this looks for an actual app that you have pricing. For example, I have my app question.ai that is live. For example, in a production app you will see this, where you can create save point, which is basically saving the current state, and then you can go ahead and deploy current version to live. So once you deploy the current version to live, then you can use the URL and anyone in the world can sign up to the app and use the app. So that's how you can deploy it to production. Thanks for watching.